What if I told you that a single road could shape the fate of empires? An ancient artery through which not only goods but the very essence of culture flowed, binding east and west across the vast expanse of the known world. This is the Silk Road, a marvel born in 130 BCE under the vigilant gaze of the Han Dynasty. Here, within the courtly halls of China, Emperor Wu sent forth his trusted envoy Zhang Qian, a man whose journeys would lay the groundwork for a network that would stretch from the heart of China to the distant shores of the Mediterranean. Zhang Qian's mission was one of both discovery and diplomacy, tasked to forge alliances and uncover the secrets that lay beyond the formidable barriers of mountains and deserts. His travels were epic in scale, spanning over a decade and enduring the captivity of nomadic tribes. Yet, it was his perseverance that mapped the path for the Silk Road, a trail that would become the lifeline of empires. This road was not just a physical path, but a conduit for transformation. As caravans laden with silk wound their way through scorched sands and snowy passes, they carried with them the hopes and dreams of entire civilizations. The Silk Road was more than a trade route. It was a web of wonders, a testament to human ambition and ingenuity, a legacy that would echo through the corridors of time. Join us as we traverse this legendary highway and uncover the stories that have shaped our world. In the twilight of the ancient world, the Han Dynasty stood as a beacon of order and innovation. Their eyes turned westward, where vast opportunities beckoned beyond the horizon. The Silk Road emerged from a strategic blend of necessity and aspiration, a tapestry woven from the fibers of silk and the clang of iron. It was the emperor's vision to secure alliances and resources, to bolster an empire with the strength of foreign horses and the riches of distant lands. Silk, that luxurious fabric spun from the threads of a humble worm, became the currency of diplomacy. Its shimmer captivated the imagination of empires, and its trade opened gateways to the treasures of Rome and the mysteries of India. In exchange for this precious fabric, the Han courted magnificent steeds from the Fergana Valley, renowned for their speed and stamina. This exchange marked the dawn of a trade superhighway, a pathway that would not only carry goods, but also engender economic symbiosis across continents. The Silk Road was a masterstroke of economic strategy, a lifeline that fueled the ambitions of empires and enriched the cultural tapestry of humanity. As we delve deeper, let us explore how this grand enterprise was meticulously crafted, a testament to the vision and foresight of the Han Dynasty. The Silk Road was more than a channel for commerce. It was a living, breathing corridor of cultural exchange. As traders journeyed through the heart of Asia, they carried with them not just goods, but the very essence of their civilizations. Textiles and spices were traded hand in hand with ideas and philosophies, each enriching the societies they touched. Languages mingled in the bustling bazaars, where merchants haggled over precious cargo amidst a symphony of dialects. The Silk Road served as a cultural tapestry, where the threads of Greek, Persian, Indian, and Chinese traditions were woven together into a vibrant mosaic. Artistic techniques, culinary recipes, and scientific knowledge all traversed this route, leaving indelible marks upon the people and places they encountered. Cross-cultural encounters were not just confined to the marketplace. In the serene oases, scholars and poets found inspiration in the tales of distant lands. Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, and Christianity journeyed alongside silk and spices, each absorbing and influencing the cultures they found. The Silk Road was a crucible of innovation, a testament to the power of connectivity in shaping human history. As we explore these cultures on the move, we witness the profound impact of this ancient network on the world. In the 1st century CE, the Silk Road played host to one of the most profound cultural exchanges in history, the spread of Buddhism from India to the far reaches of China. This spiritual journey was as much a part of the Silk Road's legacy as the silk that gave it name. Along dusty paths and over treacherous mountains, monks and merchants traveled side by side, carrying with them the teachings of the Buddha. The journey of Buddhism westward is a tale of devotion and adaptation. Monks, clad in saffron robes, braved the arduous trek to bring the Dharma to new lands. They were often accompanied by traders, their caravans laden with sacred texts and religious artifacts, symbols of a faith on the move. These travelers left behind a trail of monasteries and stupas, each a beacon of spiritual enlightenment amidst the diverse cultures of the Silk Road. As Buddhism took root in China, it absorbed local customs and philosophies, evolving into a distinct branch known today as Chinese Buddhism. This transformation was a testament to the Silk Road's role as a bridge between worlds, a conduit for exchange that transcended mere goods. As we trace the path of Buddhism along this ancient route, we uncover a story of human connection and the enduring power of faith. Nestled within the heart of the Silk Road lies Samarkand, a city whose very name conjures visions of splendor and mystery. This ancient metropolis was a crossroads of cultures, a place where East met West in a vibrant dance of trade and tradition. Samarkand was not merely a waypoint for weary travelers. It was a thriving hub of creativity and commerce, renowned for its exquisite goods and intellectual pursuits. In the bustling markets of Samarkand, merchants traded everything from the finest silks and spices to intricate textiles and celestial instruments. The city's artisans were masters of their crafts, producing works that were coveted throughout the known world. But it was not only material goods that flowed through Samarkand. It was ideas that truly flourished here. Astronomers and mathematicians gathered in this oasis of knowledge, exchanging theories and innovations that would shape the future of science. The city's scholars translated texts from Greek, Persian, and Sanskrit, creating a tapestry of knowledge that enriched all who passed through its gates. Samarkand was more than a city. It was a beacon of cultural fusion, a testament to the Silk Road's legacy as a catalyst for global exchange. As we wander through its storied streets, we glimpse the enduring impact of this remarkable city on the world. In the heart of the 7th century, the Tang Dynasty unfurled its banners across the vast landscapes of China, heralding an era of unprecedented splendor and cultural effulgence. It was a time when silk, that shimmering thread spun from the cocoons of silkworms, became the lifeblood of empires, drawing merchants and adventurers to the bustling arteries of the Silk Road. As the caravans traversed the deserts and mountain passes, they carried not only goods but also ideas, philosophies, and art, weaving together a tapestry of human endeavor and creativity. Under the Tang rule, the capital city of Chang'an thrived, a cosmopolitan nexus where the whispers of countless tongues mingled in the air. Here, the touch of foreign lands was palpable. Persian silversmiths, Sogdian traders, and Indian scholars mingled in a kaleidoscope of cultures. The Silk Road was not merely a passage of commerce, but a corridor of cultural exchange, where the arts flourished and poetry sang with newfound vibrance. In this golden age, the Tang emperors welcomed the world to their doorstep, fostering an atmosphere of tolerance and curiosity. Buddhism blossomed, influencing the architecture of grand temples and the delicate strokes of calligraphy. The court itself was an orchestra of diversity, where music from distant lands resonated in grand halls. Yet, it was not just the treasures of the East that found their way along these routes. From the distant corners of Byzantium came glassware and textiles, enriching the empire's own crafts. The Tang Dynasty, with its openness and grandeur, stood as a beacon of prosperity, illuminating the Silk Road with the glow of cultural and economic brilliance. It was a testament to the power of exchange, a vivid reminder of how trade can sculpt the destinies of nations. In the tranquil sweep of the early morning light, the figure of Xuanzang emerges as a symbol of unwavering devotion and intellectual fervor. This Buddhist monk, driven by a profound yearning for enlightenment, embarked on a journey that would span the vast and perilous expanses of the Silk Road, a pilgrimage to the distant land of India in search of sacred scriptures. Xuanzang's odyssey began in the year 629, a solitary trek across the treacherous Taklamakan Desert, through the formidable passes of the Pamirs and into the verdant plains of the Indian subcontinent. Along his path, he encountered towering monasteries and humble shrines, engaging with sages and scholars, each meeting a jewel in the garland of his spiritual quest. The challenges were myriad. Harsh climates and daunting landscapes tested his resolve, while the cultural mosaic of the Silk Road offered him insights into the myriad interpretations of Buddhism. Yet, with each step, Xuanzang gathered wisdom, his heart and mind expanding with the teachings of ancient texts and the vibrancy of oral traditions. Upon his return to China, Burdened with the weight of sacred tomes, Xuanzang's influence would resonate through the corridors of time. His translations of Buddhist texts enriched Chinese Buddhism, bridging the intellectual worlds of India and China. His travels, meticulously chronicled, became a beacon for future generations, underscoring the enduring power of knowledge gleaned through the interconnected tapestries of trade and tradition. Thus, in the gentle echoes of his footsteps, we hear the timeless dialogue of East and West, a story of curiosity and faith that continues to inspire the pathways of understanding today. Nestled at the foot of the imposing Tian Shan Range lies the venerable city of Kashgar, a timeless sentinel watching over the Silk Road's westernmost corridors. This ancient crossroads, where the whispers of the East met the fervent voices of the West, served as a crucial node in the web of commerce that bound the continents together. Kashgar's markets, a bustling tapestry of sights and sounds, were a symphony of trade. Here, silks and spices, carpets and ceramics changed hands, each transaction a thread weaving the fabric of global exchange. Turbaned traders and merchants with flowing robes haggled amidst a backdrop rich with the scent of exotic spices, the vibrant dye of textiles, and the gleam of precious metals. The city, with its labyrinthine streets and sun-baked walls, was more than a marketplace. It was a melting pot of cultures. Uyghurs, Han Chinese, Persians, and Arabs mingled, their interactions birthing a cultural fusion evident in architecture, cuisine, and language. Each alleyway held a story, each corner a meeting of worlds. Strategically poised at the convergence of northern and southern Silk Road routes, Kashgar's influence extended far beyond commerce. It was a hub of ideas, where philosophical and religious discourses flourished, and a testament to the enduring allure of cultural connectivity. In the quietude of the evening, as the last rays of sun embraced the desert sands, Kashgar stood as a beacon of human ingenuity and resilience, a reminder of the enduring legacy of the Silk Road, where the exchange of goods sparked the exchange of ideas, forever shaping the course of history. On the shimmering waters of the Adriatic Sea, the city of Venice rose like a mirage, its spires and domes reflecting the grandeur of a bygone era. Here, the Silk Road found its westernmost terminus, a place where the wealth of Asia cascaded into the heart of Europe, transforming a humble lagoon into a thriving mercantile powerhouse. Venetian merchants, their ships laden with silks, spices, and precious gems, plied the sea routes with an ambition that knew no bounds. The city's grand palaces and churches, adorned with marble and mosaics, spoke of the prosperity engendered by these far-reaching connections. Venice, a city built on water, stood firm as a beacon of trade and culture. The goods that flowed through Venice not only enriched its coffers, but also its cultural soul. The artistry that adorned its buildings drew inspiration from Byzantium and beyond, a testament to the city's role as a crucible of cultural synthesis. The Rialto markets bustled with activity, their stalls brimming with the produce of distant lands. The influence of Venice spread like ripples upon water, its architecture and art leaving indelible marks across Europe. Venetian glassmakers, inspired by techniques learned from Eastern craftsmen, created works of unparalleled beauty, their brilliance reflecting the city's fusion of East and West. Thus, Venice thrived at the edge of the known world, a testament to the power of trade to forge empires and inspire the human spirit. Here, the Silk Road's legacy was not merely one of commerce, but of cultural and artistic dynamism that would illuminate the Renaissance and beyond. In the annals of exploration, few names resonate with the allure of adventure and discovery as profoundly as Marco Polo. Born into a family of Venetian merchants, he embarked on a journey that ventured beyond the realm of imagination, traversing the Silk Road to the distant court of the great Kublai Khan. As young Marco journeyed across the rugged terrains of Central Asia, he encountered the vast expanses of deserts and steppes, the rich tapestry of cultures and languages unfolding like a grand epic. Each caravanserai, a beacon of hospitality on the endless road, whispered tales of distant lands, igniting the flames of curiosity in the heart of the young traveler. Upon reaching the court of the Mongol emperor, Marco Polo found a world both exotic and sophisticated, where the grandeur of the Khan's empire was matched only by his insatiable curiosity about the lands lying beyond. Marco, in turn, absorbed the knowledge and customs of the East, his accounts painting vivid portraits of the intricacies of life in the Mongol Empire. Upon his return to Venice, the tales of his travels, chronicled in the Travels of Marco Polo, captivated the imagination of Europe. The vivid descriptions of the riches of Cathay, the wonders of exotic lands, and the grandeur of Kublai Khan's court opened a window onto the East, challenging preconceived notions and sparking a new age of exploration and connection. Marco Polo's journeys, immortalized in prose, became a testament to the enduring power of curiosity and the human spirit. His stories transcended time, inspiring generations to seek out new horizons and uncover the mysteries of a world ever waiting to be discovered. Imagine a world where the stars themselves traveled across the sands of time, their secrets whispered between East and West. The Silk Road was not merely a route for merchants and their wares. It was a vast and intricate web through which the very essence of knowledge flowed. As caravans traversed the windswept deserts and lush valleys, they carried with them scrolls and scripts, unfurling the mysteries of the universe. Chinese astronomers, gazing into the night sky, shared their celestial charts with their Persian counterparts, their conversation a dance of distant constellations. In the bustling markets of Samarkand, scholars exchanged ideas as easily as they did precious silks and spices. The wisdom of the ancients journeyed far beyond its origins, crossing borders and languages. It was here that the Greeks found their understanding of medicine, enriched by the teachings of Indian physicians, while the intricate calculations of Arabic mathematicians reshaped the European mind. Through this swirling tide of intellect, the Silk Road became a crucible of innovation, where knowledge was the currency of the realm. Each merchant caravan was a bearer of enlightenment, each trade post a beacon of learning. Thus, as silken threads wove their way into the fabric of far-flung societies, so too did the seeds of science and philosophy take root and flourish, forever altering the course of human civilization. In the shimmering dawn of ancient commerce, a single thread of silk wove itself into the tapestry of empire, its lustrous sheen a beacon of affluence and power. The Silk Road was the artery through which this delicate fabric coursed, linking the opulent courts of East and West in an unyielding embrace. From the imperial factories of China, where skilled artisans coaxed the silken threads from the cocoon of the humble silkworm, to the grand bazaars of Byzantium, where emperors draped themselves in its ethereal glow, silk was more than mere cloth. It was a symbol, a statement heralding prestige and grandeur. Along the dusty caravan trails and treacherous mountain passes, silk became the medium through which wealth was measured and exchanged. It adorned the robes of the privileged, whispered through royal chambers, and was coveted as a mark of sophistication beyond compare. The allure of silk was irresistible, and its trade sparked a frenzy of economic activity that reverberated across the known world. As empires rose and fell, the delicate weave of silk remained a constant, a luxurious thread binding civilizations together. Its journey from the east to the west was not merely one of commerce, but of cultural exchange and mutual admiration. Through silk, the world was adorned with visions of beauty, each strand a testament to the enduring allure of luxury and the ceaseless pursuit of elegance. In the shadow of prosperity, an unseen menace crept silently along the veins of the Silk Road, a specter that would alter the course of history. The Black Death, a plague of unprecedented ferocity, traveled with the same caravans that bore silks and spices, its path one of devastation and despair. As the disease spread, it carved a swath of mortality across continents, a grim counterpoint to the wealth and knowledge also in transit. With the winds of trade as its ally, the pestilence crossed the steppes and deserts, reaching the bustling ports of the Mediterranean and beyond. Cities that once thrived under the glow of economic prosperity were now overshadowed by the specter of death. Markets fell silent, their vibrant pulse stilled as the populace succumbed to the scourge. As the Black Death tightened its grip, the connective tissue of the Silk Road began to unravel. Its intricate web of trade and culture stretched to breaking. Yet from this darkness emerged a changed world, one that would rebuild upon the ashes of the past. The devastation wrought by the plague reshaped societies, altering the course of commerce and knowledge dissemination in ways unforeseen. Thus, the Silk Road, once a path of glory and innovation, became a testament to the fragile interplay between human triumph and natural calamity. Beneath the banners of Genghis Khan, the world trembled and united as never before. The Mongol Empire, an unprecedented expanse of land and influence, was not merely a realm of conquest, but a catalyst for the flourishing of trade along the hallowed routes of the Silk Road. Under the steely gaze of the Great Khan, the disparate lands of Asia were woven into a single cohesive tapestry of commerce and culture. The Mongols, masters of the steppe and stewards of the Silk Road, ensured the safety of its travelers, their Pax Mongolica transforming it into a conduit of unprecedented prosperity. Caravanserais sprung up like oases amidst the vast deserts, offering respite to weary traders and pilgrims. In the markets of Karakorum, the riches of the world converged, a testament to the Mongols' vision of a connected empire. Through their patronage of the Silk Road, the Mongols facilitated not only the exchange of goods, but of ideas, languages, and beliefs. The pathways of trade became arteries of cultural exchange, nourishing the empires of East and West alike. And so, under the vast sky of the Mongolian steppe, a new era of global unity dawned, a testament to the enduring power of trade to bridge the chasms of distance and difference. As the tides of history shifted, so too did the routes of trade that had long defined the Silk Road's legacy. In the 15th century, the world stood on the brink of a maritime revolution, as bold explorers ventured forth into the open seas, their sails billowing with the promise of new horizons. The winds of change ushered in an era where the ocean, vast and untamable, became the new conduit for commerce. The ancient pathways of silk and spice, traversing deserts and mountains, began to fade into the whispers of legend, replaced by the swift currents of maritime trade. The sea lanes of the Indian Ocean and beyond offered faster, more efficient passage, reshaping the landscape of global commerce with their watery reach. In ports from Antwerp to Canton, ships unloaded their exotic cargoes, their holds brimming with the treasures of distant lands. The maritime shift marked the dawn of a new era, where the boundaries of the known world expanded and the tapestry of trade grew richer and more complex. And so, as the Silk Road's terrestrial roots receded into history, the oceans swelled with possibility, setting the stage for the next chapter in humanity's unending quest for connection and exchange. As the Silk Road winds its ancient path, a question emerges from the dust of history. How did such a network carve its way through some of the most formidable terrains on Earth? The answer lies not merely in the ingenuity of man, but in the compelling call of geography itself. From the snow-capped peaks of the Tian Shan Mountains to the arid expanses of the Taklamakan Desert, the Silk Road was shaped and defined by the lands it traversed. These geographical features were both a bane and a boon to the merchants who dared to travel them. The mountains, with their jagged ridges and treacherous passes, tested the mettle of even the most seasoned traders, yet they also served as natural fortresses, offering protection against the roving bands that haunted the lowlands. The high plateaus and alpine valleys provided respite and rich pastures for weary caravans, where camels and horses could rest and graze, rejuvenating before the next arduous leg of their journey. Conversely, the deserts presented a different kind of challenge. Their vast and unforgiving sands seemed to stretch endlessly, with scorching days and frigid nights. Yet, within these parched expanses lay hidden oases, verdant lifelines that held the promise of water and shade. These natural havens were critical waypoints, transforming the desert from an impassable sea of sand into a navigable corridor. Geography, in its silent majesty, dictated the routes that traders must take, and in doing so, shaped the very nature of the Silk Road itself. It was a testament to the enduring resilience of those who ventured forth, driven by the promise of prosperity that lay at the journey's end. As the Silk Road unfurled across continents, it became not just a conduit for silk and spices, but a tapestry of empires, each vying for control over its precious threads. These empires played the role of guardians, their influence extending like a protective cloak over the trade routes that linked East and West. The Han Dynasty of China, with its formidable military might, established the early framework of the Silk Road, ensuring that merchants could travel in relative safety. Their far-reaching networks of garrisons and signal towers secured the northern routes against marauding nomads. In the west, the powerful Parthian Empire, known for its astute diplomacy and strategic positioning, served as a buffer between Rome and the Han, managing the lucrative trade passing through its domains. As centuries passed, the Byzantine and Sasanian empires took up the mantle, their intricate alliances and rivalries adding new layers to the road's history. They understood that peace along the Silk Road was beneficial, nurturing the economic prosperity that their coffers so richly desired. The stability they provided allowed for the flourishing of culture and commerce, where ideas and innovations could be exchanged as freely as goods. In this dance of empires, each played its part, their interests twined with those of the traders. The Silk Road flourished under their watchful eyes, a testament to the delicate balance of power that sustained it. Through their efforts, the road became a symbol of connection, where the call of commerce wove disparate peoples into a shared destiny. Along the Silk Road, where traders trod and caravans creaked, an invisible exchange took place, an exchange not of goods, but of ideas and artistry. The Silk Road was not merely a highway of commerce, but a vibrant corridor of cultural fusion, where art and architecture flourished in a synthesis of styles. In the cities and oases scattered along the route, one could witness the delicate dance of artistic influences blending harmoniously. The intricate motifs of Persian textiles met the vivid colors of Indian dyes, creating rich tapestries that adorned the palaces of kings and the homes of merchants. In the bustling marketplaces, the sounds of craftsmen could be heard, their skills honed through the mingling of diverse traditions. Architecture, too, bore the marks of this cultural confluence. The soaring stupas of Buddhist monks rose alongside the domed mosques of Islamic architectonics. The carved stone reliefs in Central Asia depicted scenes from far-off lands, narratives etched in rock that spoke of shared stories and beliefs. The architectural styles borrowed elements from one another, creating edifices that stood as testaments to the unity found in diversity. This symphony of styles, traveling on the backs of camels, shaped the aesthetic landscapes of the Silk Road's many cultures. The road was a living canvas, painted by the hands of countless artisans whose works bridged divides and celebrated a shared human heritage. In this fusion, we find a legacy of connection that transcends time, a reminder of the enduring power of cultural exchange. Nestled amidst the vast stretches of the Silk Road, Caravanserais stood as oases of commerce and camaraderie. These way stations were more than mere places of rest. They were bustling hubs where the world came together, exchanging stories, goods, and ideas. Imagine weary travelers, their faces bronzed by the sun, their robes dusted with the sands of countless miles, finally reaching the welcoming walls of a caravanserai. Here, under the cool shade, traders from far-flung lands gathered, their conversations a tapestry of languages and dialects. In the courtyard, camels knelt, their burdens lifted, while the scent of exotic spices mingled with the aroma of cooking fires. Within these walls, safety was paramount. The caravanserai offered protection from the elements and banditry, their stout walls and vigilant guards ensuring a respite from the perils of the road. As merchants reclined and refreshed, the exchange of wares was accompanied by the exchange of news from distant lands. A single night's stay could yield insights into the shifting tides of trade and politics. But beyond commerce, these sanctuaries fostered a deeper connection among diverse peoples. Ideas flowed as freely as the goods, and the mingling of cultures gave rise to a shared understanding and mutual respect. Caravanserai were crucibles of cultural synthesis, where the Silk Road's true wealth, its human element, was most evident. In the quiet of these stone retreats, the pulse of the Silk Road thrummed, an unbroken line of human endeavor and ingenuity, forever weaving the fabric of our collective past. The Silk Road, once a bustling artery of trade, was also a spiritual pathway, a route where the world's great religions met and mingled in a tapestry of faith. Along this hallowed corridor, not only goods and ideas were exchanged, but beliefs and doctrines that would shape civilizations. Buddhism, wafting from the Indian subcontinent, found fertile ground in the far reaches of the East, carried by monks whose teachings resonated in the temples that dotted the landscape. The great Buddha of Lashan, hewn from rock, stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of these spiritual sojourns. Yet, Buddhism was but one of the religions to traverse these ancient paths. Zoroastrianism, with its dualistic vision of the world, moved westward, while Christianity spread its message along the northern strands of the road, finding adherents among the merchants and rulers of distant lands. Islam, too, journeyed along these routes, carrying the beauty of the Quranic verses to the doorsteps of Asia, enriching the cultural mosaic of the Silk Road with its profound spiritual and intellectual contributions. Here in markets and monasteries, the dialogues between these faiths unfolded, each leaving its distinct mark upon the other, yet finding unity in the quest for understanding and truth. In this spiritual exchange, the Silk Road transcended its role as a mere commercial highway, becoming a beacon of human quest for meaning, a pathway not just across continents, but into the hearts and minds of men. A journey not just of miles, but of the soul, echoing through time with its message of interconnectedness and harmony. In the bustling marketplaces of Samarkand, where the aroma of spices mixed with the vibrant hues of silk, a remarkable phenomenon unfolded. A universal tongue was born. Within the cacophony of varied dialects and tongues, merchants sought understanding, and thus a lingua franca emerged, bridging the expanse of the Silk Road. It was here that the needs of trade and the desire for profit compelled diverse cultures to forge a common language, a tapestry of communication woven from necessity. From the intricate scripts of ancient Persia to the flowing calligraphy of China, these linguistic threads were not merely tools of commerce, they were vessels of cultural exchange. The adoption of trade languages, such as Sogdian and later Arabic, enabled merchants, scholars, and travelers to converse across vast distances. These languages were enriched by the journeys of their speakers, absorbing the nuances of distant lands and peoples. Alongside spoken languages, the evolution of writing systems also played a pivotal role. Merchants inscribed their transactions onto clay tablets, papyrus, and silk, ensuring that agreements crossed borders with clarity and trust. As scripts evolved, they bore witness to the amalgamation of influences, from the cuneiform of Mesopotamia to the elegant brushstrokes of East Asia. In this linguistic symphony, the Silk Road became more than a trade route. It was a conduit for the mingling of ideas and the fostering of mutual understanding. The language of trade was not confined to the exchange of goods alone. It was a testament to humanity's enduring quest for connection, compassion, and cooperation, echoing through the corridors of time. In the gentle hum of looms and the rhythmic dance of spindles, an ancient art unfolded along the Silk Road, a corridor of innovation where textiles and technology intertwined. Across the vast landscape, skilled hands wove not only fabric, but also the fabric of societies, embedding stories and traditions into each thread. The Silk Road, a conduit of trade, was also a channel for the dissemination of weaving techniques and technologies. The Chinese mastery of sericulture brought forth silk, a prized fabric that captivated the West, while the intricate patterns of Persian carpets told tales of artistry and skill. Travelers along this route carried with them intricate designs and new methods, blending the knowledge of East and West. Innovation thrived as weavers in Central Asia experimented with dyes, creating vibrant hues that defied time and wear. The use of natural dyes from plants and minerals not only enriched the textiles but also contributed to a shared cultural palette, as artisans from different lands learned from one another's practices. The transfer of such knowledge was not merely practical, but transformative. It reinforced a sense of shared destiny among disparate peoples, united in their pursuit of beauty and function. From Chinese silk to Indian cotton, from the desert oases of Turkmenistan to the vibrant bazaars of Baghdad, textiles served as a testament to the ingenuity and collaboration of countless artisans. Thus, the weaving of textiles along the Silk Road was a metaphor for the weaving of human experience, an endless thread binding together the stories of those who dared to dream beyond their horizons. In the shadowed corners of bustling markets and within the seclusion of workshops, women played a pivotal yet oft-overlooked role in the life of the Silk Road. They were the silent architects of trade, their deft hands crafting and their shrewd minds negotiating, ensuring the flow of commerce and culture along these ancient routes. As merchants, These women were adept at navigating the complex web of trade relationships. They bartered and bargained, their knowledge of local and foreign goods turning modest stalls into thriving enterprises. In societies where male predominance was a norm, these women carved a niche of influence, their presence felt in the clink of coins and the rustle of fabrics. Beyond the marketplace, women were the custodians of artistic traditions, passing down the secrets of their craft through generations. In the homes of Bukhara or the workshops of Kashgar, they spun silk and wove wool, their looms a stage for creativity and innovation. Through their artistry, they preserved cultural identities and contributed to the rich tapestry of Silk Road commerce. The impact of these women extended beyond economic contributions. They were the keepers of stories, the tellers of tales that transcended borders. Their handiwork might adorn a nobleman's robe or a trader's bag, carrying with it the essence of a shared humanity. Thus, the narrative of the Silk Road is incomplete without acknowledging the indispensable role of women, traders and crafters, who with quiet resilience and enduring spirit shaped the contours of history and left an indelible mark upon the world. As the mighty empires that once dominated the Silk Road began to crumble, the landscape of trade and power underwent profound shifts. Dynasties rose and fell, their influence waning like the fading whispers of a desert wind, leaving behind echoes of former grandeur. The decline of these empires disrupted the once steady flow of goods and ideas. The Han Dynasty of China, the Roman Empire, and the Abbasid Caliphate each faced internal strife and external pressures, their territories fracturing like ancient pottery. As central authority diminished, the security of trade routes faltered, and merchants found themselves navigating a perilous world. The vacuum left by these faltering powers was filled by smaller, more localized forces. City-states and regional powers took the helm, carving new paths for commerce. Yet the overland routes, once the lifeblood of the Silk Road, saw a gradual decline as the allure of maritime trade grew ever stronger. The shift to sea routes symbolized not just a change in geography, but a transformation in the dynamics of trade itself. As empires along the Silk Road faded into history, new centers of power emerged along coastal lines, reshaping the world's economic landscape. This was a time of transition, marked by uncertainty, yet also by resilience. The spirit of the Silk Road endured, adapting to the changing tides of history, reminding us that even in the face of decline, the quest for connection and exchange remains an enduring human endeavor. The fall of empires was not the end, but rather the beginning of a new chapter in the storied history of global interaction. As we reflect upon the legacy of the Silk Road, we embark on a journey through time, tracing the enduring footprint of a network that transcended mere commerce. This ancient artery of civilization, now a symbol of global interconnectedness, continues to inspire and inform the world, echoing the whispers of merchants, adventurers, and dreamers. The Silk Road's legacy is not confined to the annals of history. It is vividly etched into the present. Its spirit lives on in modern trade routes, in the cultural exchanges that unite disparate lands, and in the shared heritage of humanity that defies borders. The technologies and ideas that once traveled these paths have shaped our world, laying the foundation for the age of globalization. The art of diplomacy, the exchange of knowledge, and the blending of cultures, all hallmarks of the Silk Road, resonate today, reminding us of our collective potential for creativity and cooperation. As we navigate the complexities of the modern era, the Silk Road stands as a testament to the power of connection, a reminder of the bonds that tie us together across seas and continents. In the quiet contemplation of its history, we find hope for the future. The Silk Road's enduring influence reminds us that humanity thrives not in isolation, but in the rich tapestry of interaction and exchange. It is a road paved not just with the goods of the past, but with the promises of tomorrow, a legacy of endless possibilities, inviting us to dream, to explore, and to build a world united in its diversity. Can the ancient murmur of caravans long silenced be heard again in the clamor of the modern world? Like a phoenix rising from the ashes of time, the Silk Road finds its rebirth in the ambitious contours of China's Belt and Road Initiative. This colossal undertaking, spanning continents and seas, seeks to weave together a network reminiscent of the old routes where silk and spices once traversed. As we stand on the cusp of a new era of connectivity, the echoes of past merchants and explorers guide these modern endeavors, whispering lessons of cooperation and exchange. Yet the stakes are profound. Where once camels trod with laden backs through the sands of Central Asia, now trains and vessels cut through new paths, carrying goods and dreams of prosperity. The implications are vast, touching upon geopolitics, economies, and cultures worldwide. Will this modern Silk Road fulfill its promise of shared progress, or become a tapestry of contested ambitions? In this landscape of hope and challenge, we glimpse the potential for a future where, like its fabled predecessor, this road might be a bridge between peoples, a conduit of ideas and innovation. The Silk Road, reborn, calls to us with a hopeful resonance, asking us to ponder the paths of tomorrow, guided by the wisdom of yesterday. As the golden sun dips below the horizon, casting its gentle glow across the vast steppe, the mind wanders to the markets of yore, where the air was thick with the aroma of spices. Along the Silk Road, in bustling bazaars and quiet villages alike, culinary traditions were exchanged as readily as silk and silver. Here, saffron and pepper, cinnamon and cardamom passed from hand to hand, their scents mingling in a fragrant symphony that transcended borders. The culinary journey was not merely one of ingredients, but of imagination and innovation. Chinese noodles met Italian pasta, and Indian curries found their way to the tables of the Near East. Each dish, a narrative of cultural exchange, enriched by the whispers of countless cooks who dared to experiment and blend the familiar with the foreign. In the quiet kitchens of history, the Silk Road wove together a tapestry of flavors, each bite a testament to the shared human experience, a harmony of the senses. As we savor these tastes today, we partake in a legacy of culinary diplomacy, where the simple act of breaking bread becomes a bridge across time and space, uniting us in the age-old tradition of hospitality and discovery. In the annals of time, the Silk Road emerges not only as a path of commerce, but as a corridor of dreams, richly adorned in the tapestries of myth and legend. Whispered tales of distant lands and exotic treasures captivated the imaginations of those who walked its winding trails. These stories, spun from fact and fantasy, have found their way into the literature of countless cultures, where the Silk Road is both a setting and a muse. In the shadowy corridors of the past, poets and writers wove the narrative of the Silk Road into a timeless saga of adventure and discovery. From the epic journeys of Xuanzang to the imaginative flights in the Arabian Nights, these tales transcended their origins, becoming a symbol of the endless quest for knowledge and understanding. The myth of the Silk Road endures, a siren call to explorers and dreamers, inviting them to traverse its ancient paths in search of the unknown. As we delve into the stories that have grown around this legendary route, we are reminded of the power of myth to shape our perceptions and inspire us to embark on journeys of our own, both real and imagined. Beneath the sands of time lie the remnants of a world long past, waiting to be uncovered by those who seek to understand its mysteries. Along the storied lengths of the Silk Road, archaeologists toil in the desert heat, their careful hands revealing the hidden treasures of antiquity. Each artifact unearthed is a whisper from history, a piece of a grand puzzle that reveals the complexities of ancient trade and daily life. The preservation of these sites is both a race against time and a testament to human curiosity. As the wind sweeps across the barren landscapes, it carries with it a sense of urgency, urging us to delve deeper into the layers of history that lie beneath. From the bustling markets of Samarkand to the serene oases of Dunhuang, the Silk Road is a treasure trove of cultural heritage, offering glimpses into the vibrant tapestry of human interaction that once flourished here. In our quest to unearth the past, we find not only artifacts but the stories they tell, the lives of merchants and monks, travelers and townsfolk. Each discovery is a thread in the rich fabric of the Silk Road, a reminder of the enduring legacy of those who journeyed along its paths and of the timeless allure of the unknown. As the sun sets upon this journey, casting long shadows across the deserts and mountains that define the Silk Road, we pause to reflect on the profound legacy of this ancient network. It was a conduit not just for goods, but for ideas, languages, religions, and cultures, an intricate web that connected the East and West in a tapestry of shared human endeavor. The Silk Road teaches us of an interconnected past, where mutual exchange fostered a shared prosperity, and where diversity was not a barrier but a bridge. Its lessons resonate in our modern world, offering insights into the complexities and possibilities of globalization. The Silk Road challenges us to embrace the spirit of collaboration and to celebrate the rich mosaic of humanity. Even as we conclude our exploration, the allure of the Silk Road endures, a testament to the enduring human spirit of exploration and curiosity. It beckons to future generations, inspiring new journeys and discoveries. In this dance of history and hope, the Silk Road remains a symbol of unity and a reminder of the timeless quest for understanding and connection across the expanse of time and terrain.